All right, guys. How are we all doing? Let's have a look. There we go. It's a bit better. There we go. All right. Just putting my camera a bit higher. All right, guys. How are we all doing? We are dumping just slightly. Welcome to the chat, everybody. I can see Trader PA, Buzz, Valentin, Katie, Cyberhawk. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Great to have you all in there. Now the market is dumping a bit, and honestly, like at the first sight, everybody might think, "Oh, what's happening? Oh no, this is gonna be super bad." Yeah, maybe at the first sight, you're gonna be thinking, "Oh, it's over," it's over. But honestly, if I'm having a look into the weekly time frame, and if I'm just zooming out, just slightly zooming out, well, look at this on the weekly time frame, right? On the weekly time frame, we've been getting a perfect break, not a new all-time high on the total tree, but we have been breaking. Definitely, we have been breaking again. Now, I do not think it's going to be a failed breakout again. I don't think we're going to see another fake out again, and we're going to see another pull to the downside from off this moment again. I think this time around, we are going to break. Why? I've been outlining this previously already. Because if we're gonna overlay the Bitcoin dominance, well, this is the first time in history where we try and break this level of resistance while the Bitcoin dominance is heavily falling to the downside. I mean, what we got right over here was an instant rejection, and Bitcoin dominance started to reverse back to the upside. What we saw over here arguably was also rejection, Bitcoin dominance. Well, Bitcoin dominance was starting to show some more weakness already, but now definitely the Bitcoin dominance is printing lower lows and higher lows each and every single time while we are hitting this level of resistance. And I don't think that this is going to be a failed breakout again. Now, one thing that I always like to have a look into when trading is always have a look how candles develop. For example, on a weekly candle, I always like to see, let me remove this arrow. I always like to see first a bit of a downside wick, and then you can continue even further to the upside for the rest of the week. So usually it wouldn't be that bad if on a Monday you're going to be seeing a bit of bad downward price action just for that wick to be getting created and then reverse back to the upside. You can always see that happening. For example, right over here, first a downwards wick was being created. Right over here, also, even a downwards wick was being created. Here, it's an exception. But over here, 2 times in a row, downwards wick was being created. Right over here, downwards wick, downwards wick, downwards wick. Every single time we've created the downwards wick. So, yeah, we are starting off the week with a bit of a downwards wick. But that doesn't necessarily mean we're moving bearish. We're moving, we need to sell off everything again, and the game plan hasn't been changed. Not at all. I mean, yeah, Bitcoin and especially Ethereum are dumping a bit, and having a look into the Bitcoin dominance. The Bitcoin dominance is, yeah, going back to the upside. But I've been saying this yesterday or 2 days ago in my video. I don't know exactly what video it was anymore, but every single time it's the same story all over again. Literally every single time. At every bottom, everybody becomes euphoric on the altcoins. Then at every top, at every Bitcoin dominance top, everybody becomes doubtful, everybody becomes fearful, everybody thinks, oh, should I sell out my altcoins? Is it over now? Are we gonna be headed to the downside again? Everybody is thinking that, and everybody is doubting my analysis at every single little Bitcoin dominance stop. Right here, the same thing happened. Right here, the same thing happened. Right here, the same thing happened. Everybody says, oh, maybe we're going to go for a bit of a further correction now. And right now, Bitcoin dominance is increasing a bit again. And I would just be seeing the same exact thing. I mean, the Bitcoin dominance is in a downtrend. It is still in a downtrend. And we are just printing another high over here. Yes, maybe altcoins are lagging behind a bit. Maybe altcoins are showing a bit more weakness in that imminent short term. However, still keep in mind that greater trend is to the downside for the Bitcoin dominance. For ETH BTC, the greater trend is to the upside. And having a look into the shorter time frame, well, Ethereum against USD Tether pair is right now perfectly retesting previous resistance into support. Yes, I've been outlining, I have been saying we are still trading in this waiting room. We are still trading inside of the range for Ethereum. I've been saying many times, this is the waiting room. And this waiting room, how you want to approach it is, I want to just accumulate as many cheap Ethereum as possible inside of this waiting room where literally retail is selling off and smart money is buying. I want to buy as many Ethereum as I can inside of this consolidation range. I want to do so by accumulating at the lows, not so much at the highs, but I definitely want to accumulate as much Ethereum as possible in this waiting room, just like the smart money is doing. Have we seen a breakout already to the top side from this level? No, we haven't been breaking above that all-time high just yet. We still need to be patient in that waiting room. It's a waiting room. Be patient. It's not going to happen overnight. This break isn't going to happen instantly. And we have just been getting another rejection by our level of resistance. Let me load it up quickly. I don't know what's happening with the internet here, but I can show it on this chart here. We've been seeing an exact rejection from the previous high over here. I mean, we are still trading in that range. It was to be expected. I have been also outlining this in a group. I've been outlining this in my videos. I've been saying in my public group here, Ethereum is testing resistance now. This was exactly at the top. We did not break above it. I haven't been saying we are breaking above resistance now. I've been saying it is testing resistance, okay? I will, and on top of that, I've also been scaling out of my Solana trade just ever so slightly. It's not a lot. I didn't become overly bearish, okay? But still, the signals were there. And also, I haven't been saying we are breaking out to the upside now. No, or I have also not been saying, oh yeah, we are about to break out. No, it's testing resistance now. So, I mean, we have just been getting another rejection, but for me, it's completely fine. I do not really care. I do not really care about these shorter time frame moves. Yes, if we're going to be moving to the lower side of the range again, I think it's going to be a very good range to be accumulating. I'll be having a look into this uptrending level of support, and I'll definitely accumulate even more Ethereum at that level over here. But for the I do not think we're going to reach that anyway, because I think the dump is already, quite honestly, it's looking good. It's looking good here, if I'm being honest. Give this man some more likes. Yes, indeed. We're live with 160 people. We're having 24 likes. We can definitely smash it up till at least 100 likes. That would be incredible to have that. No, but quite realistically, I mean, everything is still lining up. I mean, the Bitcoin dominance is still in this downtrend. I can see the sentiment is shifting again, all over again, but I'll not change my game plan in the slightest. I'll just stick to it. I've been sticking to my game plan during this whole past period over here, and my game plan is working. Why should I change it up here? Let me have a look into the chat quickly. I think about making a WEEX account with your affiliate link. What a few days ago in the comments, you did not get the ETH bonus. Yeah, it depends. Sometimes, let me go over that exactly a bit later. First, let's discuss the alpha, because I think this is a crucial part and moment in the market. But about the WEEX account and Ethereum bonus, some countries, if you're from certain countries, sometimes WEEX might think, oh, you're gonna be a deposit bonus hunter, because some countries just have a lot of deposit hunters, and then in that case you might need to do KYC to give extra qualification of to show, oh, here you go, I'm actually not a deposit hunter, and then WEEX will be like, oh yeah, indeed, you've shown that you're an actual trader and you're not here to grab a quick cash grab and then you're gonna leave. And then if you look like a real user, well, you're obviously gonna get your rewards. I mean, it's not that they're trying to fake it or something like that. I mean, I've got countless of people that have shared that they've got their free rewards, and with these free rewards, they've made a lot of money. But indeed, some people, if they're just in here, like if they're just trying to game the system, just trying to sign up only for the bonus and then create multiple accounts, etc., well, sometimes then you will not get it. And I can see I didn't get my ETH bonus either. Okay, well, I see it and deposited too. Do you mean the 1K deposit bonus from the past? Because this is a different deposit bonus. I know, like for the other deposit bonus for the 1K free Ethereum trade, I know about 20% of the users didn't get it because of external things like that I cannot control, and WEEX has put their requirements on there. For example, if you sign up with a VPN, you might need to do extra qualifications. These are all relevant things for the WEEX exchange. So yeah, for the 1K Ethereum, I mean, it was harder for them to get you actually through. You needed to sign up from a good region, then also no VPN, then also you couldn't have any other WEEX accounts, and then you would qualify, and it was all checked manually. Well, in that case, you can always, if you're in my group, you can always create a support ticket, and then you'll get priority support if you really think you believe you should get it, the rewards. And if you still will not get it, and if you've deposited money, etc., then just shoot me a DM over on Telegram from the chat, and shoot me a DM, and I'll fix it for you. So I can see some more. I didn't get my 3K futures bonus. Okay, yeah, then just shoot me a DM, man. I guess. They kept promoting. Okay, yeah, just shoot me a DM in it, because then I'll forward your ID, and then they'll fix it. 100%. Anyways, so we are dumping a bit in that shorter time frame, but I think that this will be a very good opportunity. I think this small little dump we're getting over here will be a massive opportunity. You know, I just, when I have a look into this weekly candle, even if we would close like this, but I don't think we're going to close like this. But this little bit of a wick that we might be creating to the downside now, I think we can very, very easily reverse this wick to the upside and print a massive candle. Now, why am I so bullish in that shorter time frame, even though people might be scared, even though people might think, oh yeah, we need to be a bit more patient. Yeah, I agree, we might need to be a bit more patient. But why I'm so bullish and why I'm so urgent in that shorter time frame now is basically all coming down to the FOMC meeting we're gonna get in 2 days' time. Now, I'm gonna live stream this event again, so yeah, that will become incredible. I will watch out for one thing, because if Jerome Powell will say a single thing, I will shift my whole entire opinion, and I will still be incredibly bullish for the next 1 to 3 months on Bitcoin. Okay, because now I have been saying that I'm gonna flip bearish, a lot more bearish on Bitcoin in the next 2 to 4 weeks because of the rate cuts we're currently getting. Why? Because I think we're gonna get recessionary rate cuts, and that's gonna be bearish, just like in 2019, or for example in 2001 or 2007. These were recessionary rate cuts, and we entered a recession after these rate cuts. So, but if Jerome, so first, this is going to be one of the biggest reason of why I'm so urgent, why I think everything will explode now in a short window, in a very short window of opportunity. Everything will explode, because I just don't think there's that much time left for this bull market because of the rate cuts. I think Bitcoin can still pump from this moment about 2 more weeks, maybe 4 more weeks maximum from this current moment, because of this 2019 scenario. Because I do think we can pump a little bit higher for this cycle, create a bit of an exit pump, and then it's gonna be over. But But where was I gonna go to? I just had a look into the chat for 1 second, and then my whole point. So I was talking about 2 to 4 weeks. So yeah, that's going to be that small window of opportunity. But for the altcoins, I think it can be lasting a bit longer. This is what we have been seeing every single bull market. Every single bull market, Bitcoin has topped out first, and then altcoins were still exploding for about 1 month ago or so after. They were still exploding. They were not topped out yet. Why is this happening? Because when the Bitcoin top is in, nobody knows the top is in. When we will see something like this and we will break down of this parabolic range, everybody will think, oh, this is just another correction. Just like we have seen over here. Just like we have seen over here. Just like we have seen over here. Everybody will say, oh, it's just another correction. So Bitcoin will go up even further just later. Or our altcoins are exploding. So don't be worried. We're still going to be headed even higher because rate cuts, blah, blah. You know? Oh, everything is reloading. All right. I need to restart my PC after the stream. No, but so everybody is gonna think that, and that nobody knows the top is in yet, and that's going to be the reason why I still do think that altcoins can explode 1 month until after the actual Bitcoin top is already in. Now, I do still think it's a very small window of opportunity because that means that I think the entire crypto market is about to top out in about 2 months. Time. It's going to be coming in pretty close. However, just like I've outlined a little bit earlier already, well, I think there's going to be one single thing which can be changing up everything about my whole opinion, okay? Because the reason why I'm getting a bit more bearish, why I'm getting a bit more careful, is because I think we might be getting recessionary cuts, okay? This, if we're going to have a look into the actual frontline data, which is being shown to us, you might argue, oh yeah, the data is actually looking good with good earnings reports, with good, quite realistically, still okay-ish labor market. I mean, what's being shown right in front of us, right? With good inflation data. So you might argue it's still looking okay-ish, the economy. But if you're going to have a look into the actual behind-the-scene facts and into some other... If you do a little bit more digging, well, you can have a look into some other data, and then you can actually see that the economy is not looking that strong anymore. That's why I think we might see recessionary cuts. And one guy that is really outlining it very well is Camel Finance. Make sure to watch one video of him. And he's outlining all of the economic data very well of why we're going to see recessionary cuts, why it's actually looking very unstable if you do some digging. So yeah, make sure to watch him for that. Anyways, if Jerome Powell, during the meeting, during the FOMC meeting, will say this single one thing during the FOMC meeting in 2 days, I will probably shift my opinion, and I will still do think that the bull market can easily continue till the end of this year. What will be that thing? Well, first of all, if they're gonna announce the complete end of QT and maybe even flip into QE, well, this is massively gonna boost and stimulate the market. And also, if Jerome Powell will say that their base case right now is that they're gonna be expecting a soft landing, and if he's really confident about that, because if he's going to be really expecting a soft landing, and if he's really going to be saying that out loud, well, then in that case, the cut we're about to get is more likely going to look like a normalization cut instead of the recession cut. I know, majority is already expecting, like a lot of people are still expecting normalization cuts. I know believing that we're going to get recessionary cuts is a contrarian belief at this moment of time. But I do think that, yeah, behind the scenes, the market, or not the market, but the economy is looking quite unstable. But I think that if Jerome Powell will give more insurance and will give more confidence in the market, even more confidence that we will see a soft landing, I think the hype and the mania can continue and last a little bit longer than most people will anticipate. So that is the thing, and that is where I'll be watching out for these rate cuts. The FOMC meeting itself will actually be very and very important to watch. Okay, what Jerome Powell will say during the meeting will be very important. Now, the rate cut is already going to be a given. The rate cut is already going to be a given. But what Jerome Powell will say will be the most important thing. And also, the dot plot, I think, will be pretty important. And we need to watch what will happen with QE. QT, maybe even with QE, quantitative easing. So that will be very, very, very important. That's pretty much my overall outline. And that is all of the context of what I'm pretty much expecting now. And the context is always very important. Because yes, maybe right now I'm going to be expecting a cycle like this. But you need to be adaptive. Because whenever something will change because of data that might be coming in, you need to be adaptive of that fact. Maybe then it can be lasting a little bit longer. And then maybe we can have a look into still 140k Bitcoin until the end of this year. Okay, so that is why you need to be adaptive. That is why we need to have a look into the actual data. And only then we can know what to do with our trades, etc., etc. With the data that we have available now, I think this window of opportunity is very short. And literally, we only have about 1 month time left in total for the whole entire market. That is why I'm so bullish, because I think we still have yet to see a massive, massive bump in a very small, tiny window opportunity of time. So that is why I'm so bullish in such a short time frame. But we need to be adaptive, because it could change pretty quickly, depending on what Jerome Powell will say. So hope you guys understand that. That will be very important. Make sure to watch the live stream that I'll be doing at around that time. Right now, I'm still going to be long and strong. I'm still going to be chilling. We are seeing a bit of a dump. Let's talk about a bit more about a shorter time frame, because given all of this data, given all of these facts, I think this dump that we're seeing now is actually one of the most bullish things we can be seeing for the markets. I mean, this is a perfect retest in a shorter time frame from this range that we're currently trading in. We are just perfectly retesting that middle line level of support over here. This is not looking bearish at all. I still do think we can be bouncing from this level. And look at this setup, how bullish this is gonna look like. If we're gonna see something like this, well, very nice recovery we have been seeing. Very nice range that we have been forming. So yeah, and because I'm so bullish in a shorter time frame here, I just think the total 3 can explode, and absolutely explode any minute now. So let's have a look into the chat shortly. And also, while I'm gonna be having a look into that, make sure to join the Platinum group, because I'm starting this 10k challenge right now. As we are breaking above this total 3 level of resistance, I'm starting a 10k challenge where I'm starting with a 10k account, and I'm gonna be trading it up to hopefully 1 million. But let's see, at least 100k, that would be, but it's not gonna be happening overnight. It's gonna be taking some time, but this is gonna be a bit more of a degenerate account compared to my swing trading positions, because I've been swing trading the market very perfectly. But I just found that for a lot of you guys out there, well, I've been building up my positions already for 3 months, and a lot of new members have been joining. And for the new members, I just want to be doing something else as well, so they can also be profiting. And that is why I'm going to be doing a bit more day trades. And I think we are right now seeing a perfect market environment at this moment with this breakout right over here. So because we are seeing that perfect market environment, I just think that this is going to be the perfect opportunity and a perfect timing. Now, yeah, also one thing that I want to be highlighting, this is for my community. For my community, there's literally a trading competition of $1,500 Tether, which will be split only for my community. Literally, this is quite insane, because it will just be a free $1,500 given away to my community during this challenge that we're going to be doing. So make sure to be checking that one out. I mean, it's a no-brainer, because with WEEX right now, you can claim a nice deposit bonus, a 25% trading fee discount, 30k deposit bonus. You're going to be eligible for my Platinum group, and you're going to be having this trading competition, which is pretty easy to be winning it, quite honestly, because you don't need a lot of volume to be winning this. That will be a fact. So let's have a look into the chat. It's not your fault. Yeah, 100%. Like, I'll try to do the best for you guys, but I just always want to share the best deals for you guys. Time to buy right now. Well, I'm not a financial advisor. I can't say that, but yeah, I do think right now, relatively speaking, is not a bad time at all. Not a bad time at all. I invested 54K in crypto coins for almost a year. I'm still gonna hold it. I think that's good, man. I think that's good. Yeah, I've published the whole entire altcoin thread right over here of coins that I think will do good. These are going to be some mid caps, which I think will explode during this part of the cycle, because we will see that money rotation, right, from phase 1 into phase 2. We've been seeing that quite already, arguably, right? And right now we're seeing large caps starting to explode with, like, for example, Solana showing a lot of strength. It's insane how much strength Solana is seeing. Right now in the shorter time frame, seeing a bit of a dump. But still, during this dump, it's insane what kind of a recovery we have been seeing. So yeah. Did you ever entertain the thought that 125K was the exit bump? Yes, I did entertain that. Also, look, it could happen. I'm not counting it out, because the structure we have been seeing at the top is looking like a top if you're gonna zoom out, okay? Because you have been seeing a bit of a double top right over here. You have been seeing a liquidity grab above that previous high, and you have been seeing a range getting formed. So this is looking like a top structure, 100%. Reason why I'm not so confident about calling a top yet over here is because on the weekly time frame, everybody is having a look into this bearish divergence right over here, just like in the last cycle right over here. And because of that, I just think that this cycle will be topping out a bit different than last cycle, at the very least. So I wouldn't be surprised to see one last rally and see a bit of a bigger range getting formed right over here, and then crash out, you know? So it would be a long crash, right? It's not gonna crash. I don't believe it's gonna crash and instantly, boom, bear market, boom, everything comes crashing down. No, I don't think that. I think it will be a long process. I think it will be a long way. And then only over here, people in like March of next year, people are gonna realize, oh yeah, we might have topped out already. But yeah, we could have already topped out. We could have. That is why I do want to tell you to dollar cost average out. I mean, dollar cost average out. That's the best way. It's the best way. I mean, if you're gonna dollar cost average in at the bottom, everybody understands this, right? To dollar cost average in on the bottoms, because you're not gonna time the exact bottom. Everybody knows this. But at the top, why would you treat it any different? I mean, just potentially invert the scale and imagine that this was the bottom here. Why wouldn't you dollar cost average out here? Why wouldn't you do that? And also, by the way, one extra reason of why I do not think we have topped out yet, we are close, but not yet the exact top, is because I still do believe that altcoins should explode during that last part of the cycle. And they will explode, in my opinion. How is that? We have a recession next year. There will be 6 rate cuts next year. The reason why, look, these rate cuts, which we are about to see now, of course, it will stimulate the market. But why does the market needs to be stimulated? Because the market is getting weaker. Okay. I mean, not the market, but the economy is getting weaker. That's why you need to have these rate cuts. And one thing that we do know is everybody has been saying this, right? The Fed is always too late. I mean, they're never really front running it. They're not never really front running a recession. They're always kind of a little bit too late. Always. So yeah, because of that, usually whenever you see a weakening economy, and then you're gonna see rate cuts, well, that marks the end. That marks the top. Like you can see in this screenshot here. Now, of course, for the long term, it's very bullish, because for the long term, here, I think, because it takes about 1 year time or so for the real effect to kick in of a rate cut. It takes about 1 year or so before the real economy gets strengthened and money will start to flow into markets again. That's why I think we might see here a little bit of a bear market, not a big recession. Okay, guys, I'm not a naysayer, doomsayer, not a doom caller at all. I've been the biggest bull ever. So we might go into a bit of a bear market in a shorter time frame, but then the real effects of the rate cuts will start to kick in, and then we will enter a very good, very nice cycle again, which will be even nicer than this cycle we have had over here. Of course, this cycle, quite honestly, it was already very nice. I can't complain about this cycle. I can't complain at all about this cycle. I've been trading it perfectly, absolutely right. But next cycle, I think, will be even better, because then with lower interest rates, I think altcoins can see even more explosive big bumps. Wait for the New York. Yeah, New York Open will be pretty important. I can't wait until New York Open though, because guys, yeah, I've been talking about this live during the stream, but I'm gonna have another viewing, and it's quite some time. So I do have an appointment for that, because I'm starting to skill out. I'm gonna skill out of the market slowly. I'm just keeping it honest, you know? Expecting a jump into FOMC. Is today's data important? Today we don't have any data, right? I'm not sure about that. If we do get any data, I don't think it will be that important. I think maybe the New York Open will be the most important one. Don't want, yeah. I mean, 50 basis point rate cut. That would definitely signal a very weakening economy, and then like, yeah, that wouldn't be good at all. I mean, while everybody would say, it's good, you know, behind the scenes, it wouldn't be good. Yes and no. Yes and no. I mean, like I've said, you need to be adaptive. What if in this cycle we're just gonna see something else? What if this cycle the average guy is just too broke, and that's why we're not seeing any euphoria at all? What if the euphoria is actually now already? You know, maybe. I mean, realistically speaking, so some of the things that we have witnessed with meme coins would argue it was already kind of a euphoria. So I don't want to be a doomsayer. I just want to be cautious, you know, in this part of the cycle, 100%. I mean, I started the stream because of the dump, not the other way around. We're bouncing slightly though after my stream, so that's good. Appointment for new wife? No, man, for an apartment. Average crypto RSI went from. Yeah, I mean it's bullish. It's not bad. Why wouldn't it be bad? It's good, right? RSI pulling back off. That's good. Good thing. You'll get lost pump. Do you think 131k dollars is too high? Yes and no. Like 131, I think it could be possible. Yeah, just depends on what the FOMC meeting will bring us. I think it will depend a lot on the FOMC meeting. But having a look in for example, the global liquidity indicator, yeah, it could be probable. It could be realistic. We could see that in, for example, beginning of October, maybe. That would be great here. Beginning of October, a nice pump. That would be amazing if we're gonna see that. That would be great. With October, like Bitcoin topping out, and then in end of November, altcoins topping out. Be amazing, actually. Just joined. What did I miss? Well, honestly, I did share a lot of alpha today regarding rate cuts, why I think the window of opportunity is so small during this part of the cycle, why I only do think why I think we're gonna bump massively in such a short window of time. I talked about some altcoins, about the challenge that we're gonna do, the 10K challenge. So make sure to join the platinum group, and also this 1500 US dollar. My computer, man, I really need to restart it. It's refreshing again every tab. But the $1,500 competition that's soon up and coming. What Jerome Powell might say, which will make me feel incredibly bullish. What else? Yeah, that's pretty much it. I really am bullish. I'm still one of the most bullish guys, I think, in the shorter time frame. But in the medium time frame, it's crazy because in the shorter time frame, I'm still one of the most bullish guys. But in the medium time frame, I'm maybe one of the most bearish guys. But then in the longer time frame, again, I'm one of the most bullish guys again. So what are the best investments in a recession? Well, arguably gold, and then maybe let's see, maybe Bitcoin as well. I don't think Bitcoin yet, because Bitcoin is definitely risk-on asset during this stage. But I mean, Bitcoin has never really been through a real recession. Only COVID, really. Uh, uh, uh. Bitcoin trades blew up my capital. Yeah, man. Bitcoin trades were amazing. What is the market doing now in a shorter time frame? Did he fall asleep? No, I was just texting. I'm sorry. Market is bouncing back a bit. Very nice, man. Very nice. Yeah, let's have a look into the New York Open. I don't expect that we're gonna crash that much lower anymore. If I'm being honest, like the market could do whatever it wants, you know, but I do think that this will be pretty strong support. Also, I wouldn't be too surprised, to be honest, to see maybe a symmetrical triangle, ascending triangle, but it's too early to tell that. Will still be bullish. Yeah, I will still be bullish at this current moment for Ethereum here. Yeah, that's pretty much it for today's stream. Guys, if anything big happens, make sure to join the Platinum group and stay subscribed to my YouTube channel, because I'll be updating you in my Platinum group instantly, and also on my YouTube channel if something big still happens. And then also this 10K challenge, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be freaking amazing. So make sure to enter this one. Make sure to do it. I mean, we are entering that easy part of the cycle, and I think this will be the greatest period of the cycle you want to be involved in. This will be the best time, and I think it will be easy to make money during this last part of the cycle. So make sure to do that. Make sure to join the Platinum group, and also this trading competition for my community alone, and on top of that, huge deposit bonuses with that link down below. And if you want to get all of the alpha that I've discussed during this stream, make sure to go back all the way till the beginning. Make sure to like this stream. Can we enter without 10K? You can enter with any amount. I mean, you can even enter with 100K and then trade it up till millions. But yeah, man, I'm just gonna be doing it for 10K because I think 10K is quite realistic for a lot of you guys watching. But of course, I've also said it here. Here, to be clear, I usually do not trade this way. I usually do swing trade. I call this account more like gambling with an edge, because the momentum and the odds are in my favor statistically, but it still carries a high amount of risk. Okay, so do not trade with never trade with more than you can afford to lose. That's one thing to keep in mind, 100%. Even though I'm bullish, even though I'm confident on it, it's just keep it in mind. Keep it in mind, guys. Keep it in mind. Also, do your own analysis as always. I'm just sharing whatever I'm doing. You should do your own analysis. You should do your own review, etc. Like I'm always preaching, like I'm always saying. Anyways, with that being said, guys, I'll see you in another video or stream or anything like that later. Bye-bye.